Hello everyone, my name's Rika. This is my funny story. It ended up with me getting a boyfriend, and the college has got a cool and very smart teacher. Like all typical first-year students who tasted freedom, I quickly got together with my friends. We started to hang out together. We danced in clubs. Sometimes we had parties. We played board games and went to karaoke clubs. And when they stopped letting us in, we started our own karaoke right in the student dorm. Well, of course, we also made bets. To make it more interesting, for every loss in the games, we'd have a punishment. There was enough creativity for 12 of us, so the tasks were very different, though not always humane, but it was fun anyway. We also had some limits like, don't harm yourself or others, and no vulgarity. So you can't jump from the bridge naked, but you can come to this bridge at night in a long nightgown and scare passers-by for sure. I rarely took part in bets. I'm unlucky enough. I can even lose a game with clear rules and a sequence of actions that any normal person can go through in 5 minutes. But once, I took a chance. We did a dance battle then, and I have a black belt in ballet. I'm kidding, of course, but I really practiced ballet a lot when I was a kid. So, as they say, I'm a heaven-born dance bet participant. It turned out that my classical dance skills weren't enough to win a dance battle between amateurs. And yeah, I lost. Then something happened. It shocked everyone. The boys came up with a task for me. And guess what? They said I'd have to bite one of our teachers right during class. At any cost, by any means. Though at risk for my teeth and studies. They also chose the teacher. Bastards. They chose him. The most harmful, evil, and disgusting dude. He was a history and literature teacher. It was a complete failure, because it was possible to agree on something with other teachers, but this one would never agree to anything. But a bet's a bet, and I needed to do it. So, right during a lecture on another nerdy thing about the classics, I got up. I got closer to him and grabbed his sleeve with my teeth. It was very, very crazy. Legs, hands, head. I had everything shaking from shock and from understanding of what I'd done. And the teacher shook me carelessly from his jacket. He went on speaking as if nothing had happened. I even thought for a second he also had a sense of humor. So I got back to my seat. But right after the lecture, I was asked to stay. Yeah, he asked me in a very polite but demanding manner. And then, for about 15 minutes, he was speaking about why one shouldn't interrupt someone else's performance with their primitive instincts. I felt ashamed. I also felt very funny, because it seemed this nerd saw in my behavior some kind of flirting. And it all ended unexpectedly. He asked me on a date to any cafe I chose. We were going to talk about my morality. I'm not kidding, that's what he said. Well, I had no choice. I had to agree. I chose the closest cafe to the campus. Not to go so far away. I thought he'd refuse. But, the man spoiling our friend's life for the last 6 months turned out to be very smart, especially in a simple conversation. And he was quite a young guy, not some prehistoric jocko. He was only about 27, and he behaved like this just because he was afraid students wouldn't respect him because of his age. Anyway, somehow one date turned into another, then a third. And then Vincent came to visit us in the dorm. He held me by the knee and played King of Heroes, a board game with us. Yeah, we started to date, and then lived together. And every minute with him, I was terribly ashamed. How I thought he wasn't the most pleasant person, because he's simply amazing. But over time, I discovered more and more details. So when I told him that my sudden bite was not because of passion, but just because of a bet, he said he knew that, and even more, he had asked my friends to give me such a task. The thing is, he liked me at once, and Vincent's younger brother studied in our group, and Vincent seemed to think biting a teacher was a good chance to start a relationship. After this, my teacher slept on the couch for a week, because it was just terrible. Even now, when I remember it, I'm horrified. But then, I decided revenge would be pleasant for the one who does it, and I wouldn't torture us both. So, I invited him to our games. Of course, not right away. But he lost. And here I was merciless. I wanted to take revenge anyway. So his task was to give all the lectures in a unicorn outfit. What a blow to the nerd's reputation, ha ha ha. And as any game's duty is sacred, he'd have to flaunt for 4 classes in his pajamas. And with a big golden horn on his head, ha ha. Since that day, Vincent has become everyone's favorite teacher of all time, even for the students he didn't teach. So you don't need to be strict to maintain discipline and make students visit your lectures. Sometimes you can just open your heart. So one last bet changed the most strict teacher, and I got a smart boyfriend, or rather, a fiancé. So guys, make bets and win, but remember, it's okay to lose. Write in the comments what ridiculous stuff you did in school or college. Like this video. And sometimes the loser gets even more than the winner.